Fuel prices are climbing faster than ever before, so it's not a surprise that every trip we take in our cars starting to feel more expensive than the last one. That's why in this video I will show you 10 simple ways in which you can reduce your fuel bill without buying a new car or buying any fancy gizmos. These are real techniques I've been using for a number of years, and if you use them, they will help you to save even 20 or 25% of your fuel bill. And the best thing is that all of these tips will apply to all cars, regardless if they are manual or automatic, they have 1-liter engine or 3-liter engine. They are universal, so they will work for you. So let's get straight into it. Accelerate gently. You see, most of the fuel in the cars is burned during acceleration. The car with petrol or diesel engine is most efficient when it's just maintaining the speed, but majority of the fuel is used whenever you have to accelerate. That's why it's so important that when you do accelerate, you do it gradually. If you do it by just slightly pushing the throttle and you let the car slowly gather the speed, that's when it's most efficiently accelerating. If you do it like this, then, well, you can see what's happening with the fuel gauge. It's going to be moving very quickly. Unfortunately, that's where all the energy is wasted. And exactly the same rule applies to the diesel. If you accelerate gently, as I do it now, as you can see, it's not taking that much fuel. If I start to accelerate faster, it's considerably more. So remember, when you're accelerating, just slightly touch the throttle and let the car to gather the speed over time. Don't do it aggressively, because that way you're wasting most of energy and your money. Turn off your air conditioner. It's 9.5 degrees today, so it's cold outside. It's also dry, so there's no misting inside the car, etc. So turn off your air conditioner. Your air condition usually increases fuel consumption by between 2 to 5%. Yes, some of you might not be aware of that actually by keeping your air condition on, your car uses more fuel. Unfortunately, that is a fact. Depending on the car, newer cars will be a bit more efficient, the older cars will use more fuel when you have it on. But regardless of that, if you don't need it, switch it off. However, remember, you should turn it on at least once a week for about 10 minutes to let it work and let the fluids in it mix together. Another thing, it's coasting. So I'm driving on straight road and there is a roundabout about 500-600 yards from here. So I can literally coast in neutral, and you can do it in both automatic and manuals. So as you can see, I'm maintaining the speed coming towards this junction and I'm traveling almost for free. And when I get closer to it, instead of using my brake pedal straight away, I'm using engine braking, which reduces the fuel usage to 0 at the point when I'm braking. So here's the coasting in my automatic. I'm lifting off, the car gone into E mode, and basically I'm running in neutral gear with automatic transmission. Not all of the automatics might be able to do it, but most of modern ones should be able to. Be more proactive. Watch what's happening ahead of you. Don't stay too close to the car ahead of you. And that's because it will allow you to adjust your driving to the conditions, and you will be able to spot what's happening further ahead. That means that if you see that the cars ahead of you are braking or coming to stop, or you're getting closer to a junction, you can react to it. Instead of driving and keeping your car on the throttle all the time, you can either go to neutral or you can go into a gear and start braking with your engine. Engine braking. Everyone knows that if you want to slow down, you press your brake pedal. But did you know you can actually let go your throttle and then your car completely shuts the supply of petrol or diesel, as in this case, and it slows down without using brakes. Yes, it takes longer, so you need to be more proactive, you need to look ahead what's happening, but that way you don't use your brakes and you don't use any fuel, because once again, when a car is braking with engine, it completely cuts the fuel. It uses zero fuel in that time. So again, I'm coming to the red light, I've lifted up completely, I'm leaving it in gear, and the car is just slowing down, and look what's happening. The green light appeared, I can just reduce my gear and I can continue driving. So thanks to being proactive and braking with engine, I've just saved fuel. So I'm approaching the hill, so what I'm gonna do is, instead of braking, I just let the engine do its thing. I do need to apply a bit of brake from time to time to keep the speed within the speed limit, but other than that, the car is braking with the engine, as you can see, and the fuel efficiency is climbing very quickly. And again, we're getting closer to the roundabout and I'm lifting off. I'm not braking, I'm still not braking, and I haven't touched my brake at all, and the car was not using any fuel at all that time. But regardless of a fuel cost, you might still be exposed to financial implications of being involved in a car incident. And that's why I want to talk about today's sponsor, Viafor. And now Viafor sent me the latest flagship model, A229 Ultra. The Ultra comes with two 4K HDR cameras at the front and at the back, plus a brand new Full HD HDR ultra wide angle cam to capture everything what's happening in a car. The cameras using the latest Starvis 2 Sony sensors, which ensures top image quality in every light. What I really like about this camera is the parking feature. You can set time how long it will record after you leave and lock your car, but even if you're away, your camera always looks after your car. And when it comes to reviewing the footage, it could not be easier and faster. Thanks to the latest Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, the connectivity with this camera is exceptional. The software is very intuitive and easy to use, but if you want to dive into the options, there is absolutely tons of them. The engineers from Viafor thought about everything. If you hardwire this camera to your battery, it will never deplete it. The camera will actually monitor your battery status, and when it drops to a certain level, the camera will shut itself to make sure that you can start your car when you're back to it. And if something happens on the road and you want to make sure that that video is not deleted, you can either do it by pressing this big button in the middle, or by pressing a button on the optional remote control, which is very useful. So if you want to stay safe on the road and keep your car protected, get your camera now. And if you use the link in the video description and use my code, you can also save yourself some money. Reduce your speed. When you're on a motorway or on A road or B road, when you're traveling at the constant speed, try to reduce it. The aerodynamic drag of a car increases significantly with higher speed. So the faster you travel, the more energy and more fuel your car has to use to keep the momentum and to travel at the same speed. So if you reduce your speed by 10 miles, you will see that your car have to use less force, and therefore it uses far less fuel to cover the same distance. So if you're not in rush, reduce your speed, enjoy the road, play some music and relax, and you will be saving money while doing absolutely nothing. Keep your revs as low as possible. you should always try to be in the highest gear to make sure your car doesn't rev high, because when it has to rev high, it uses more fuel. So for example, I'm now traveling at 57 miles per hour and I'm in a 6th gear, and as you can see, the car uses 40 few miles to the gallon. If I go to 4th gear, you can see that straight away it uses more fuel to drive with the same speed. And if I go to even lower gear, can you see what's going on? It does 30 miles to the gallon, while before it was doing about 43. And I'm driving at exactly the same speed. Nothing has changed apart from the gear. So again, going from 3rd to 6th, look how the fuel consumption changed dramatically. And the best is that your car usually indicates in which gear you should be. So if I'm in the wrong gear, for example, like let's go to 5th, the car actually indicates that I should be in a 6th gear and I should go gear up. So effectively, your car is actually telling you that you are in a wrong gear and you can save fuel. Obviously, if you have an automatic and you drive it in auto, this is far easier because the car will do it for you. Once you learn all of these techniques, you can actually use them together. Like here, look, we're getting closer to the roundabout. I'm gonna lift off. The car is showing me now it using no fuel at all. Literally zero again. And it's slowing down to the speed which is suitable for me to take this roundabout. And then once we're past the roundabout, we accelerate, but we don't do it fast. You do it very gradually. You make sure you change your gears in time. You look at what your car is showing you. It's now showing me go to 6. I'm going to the 6th gear. Look, 40 miles per hour. I'm in a 6th gear. This car has enough torque and power at lower revs to do that. And I can continue driving at the highest gear using the least amount of fuel I possibly can. It has been proven many times that incorrect pressure in your tires can effectively increase the fuel use. And that's because if the tire is underinflated, meaning the pressure in the tire is too low, the tire is squashed. And then when you're rolling it, it uses more of car's energy to keep rotating, so you're constantly using more energy. It's not a massive amount, but you're gonna be using more fuel all the time. And to make it slightly more complicated, the manufacturer actually gives you a figure which you should be using for when you're traveling on your own or with just one passenger, or if you're traveling with your car fully loaded with the luggage, for example, when you're going on holiday. Because obviously, if you have more weight in your car will be pushing on your tires more and will require more air in them to keep them harder, to make sure that they rotate more freely. You should also make sure that you're checking your tire pressure every month, because with the temperatures changing outside between the seasons, it makes a big difference. Switch to eco or comfort mode in your car. So basically, when you switch to those modes, the car will make your throttle pedal less responsive, meaning you will be driving your car smoother, accelerating slightly slower, and thanks to that you will be saving fuel. So yes, the car might feel slightly less powerful, but actually it will allow you to have more control over the acceleration, and therefore it will save you fuel. On top of that, if you have an automatic gearbox, the car will usually shift quicker, meaning that it will keep lower revs, again using less fuel. And on top of that, many cars will actually switch your aircon to eco mode, meaning that they can disconnect the compressor of your aircon, so it's using less fuel too. So it's a big win, and you really should try to use it. Even if not all the time, you should use it occasionally, especially on the longer journeys. Make sure you don't leave anything mounted to your car when you don't need it. So if you used roof racks, roof mounts for your bikes or for kayak or tent, don't keep it on if you don't need it. It actually increases the air drag significantly, and whenever you drive quicker than 20-30 miles, this will significantly increase fuel usage in your car. And the faster you drive, the more this will affect the fuel efficiency. So if you're sitting on a motorway with a big box, or even without the box, even if you just keep the mounts on top of your roof, this will significantly increase amount of fuel your car will be using at all time. So I've got one more tip for you. Remove any unnecessary weight from your car. So if you're one of those people who likes to have everything with you in a car, maybe extra fluids, etc., think again. If you don't need them, remove them from your car. Any extra weight means every time you're accelerating, your engine needs to push more mass, meaning it needs to use more fuel. So removing extra kilograms from your car will help you save fuel too. Combining all of these tips can actually save you between 20 to 25% on your fuel bill, which is massive. I hope all of these tips will let you save money on a daily basis. And make sure you leave the comment and tell me how you save fuel in your daily driving. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure you give this video a like, you subscribe to my channel, and I see you shortly in the next one. Thank you for watching. Goodbye. Do widzenia.